you're a star. I just wanna show you you are. You should let me look. If you send me the location, then I'll be right there.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video. Long time no see on a sit down video about military stuff. Are you guys excited? Because I'm excited. Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you're new here, welcome. What's up? How y'all doing? Today I have another military video for you guys. As you guys can tell by the title, as you guys can tell by the t-shirt, you already know what it is, okay? Today's video is a walkthrough what a day in BMT is really like. I know I did a BMT video about a year ago, 2 years ago now, because I've been in for 2 years. So about 2 years ago now. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll put that in the card above, whichever side it's on. I'm going to walk you guys through a day of BMT from my experience. I did go through BMT during COVID. So I have all my notes and stuff here on my iPad. Y'all know I'm an iPad girly. All right. Let's get into it. We're just going to speak on a regular day. I do want you guys to know that in the beginning of BMT, you will be more on a super tight schedule because you guys have a lot to get done. You have a tight schedule the whole time, but your schedule will be super tight because you have a lot to get done, for one. 2, you just got there. 3, they're trying to get you guys to not be running around like you're on crack, okay? And they're really trying to instill like the military rules and stuff like that in you guys and discipline. So that's just the basis of BMT and in the beginning. So we're not going to go through like, oh, week 1 is like this, week 2 is like this. We're not doing that. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get started. Every day you will wake up at 5:45 a.m. We woke up at 5:45 a.m. That's when our day started. Reveille played and you already knew what was going down. You know what I'm saying? You have about 10 to 15 minutes to get ready for PT. I went during the summer. We had PT in the mornings because it's cooler. Now, during the winter, I'm not sure. I think they split it up to where you might have some flights will have PT in the morning and other flights will have it in the afternoon because it is colder, you know, but you're still in Texas. If you guys don't know, Air Force BMT is at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. You guys have 10 to 15 minutes to get dressed. You guys have to be out of the dorm and all that good stuff by 6. So your bed has to be made. You don't have to brush your teeth if you don't want to. You don't even really have to comb your hair if you don't want to, as long as it doesn't look like you didn't comb your hair or brush your hair, but you have to have on PT gear. So PT gear will be announced over the intercom when they're like, wake up, wake up, wake up, everybody get up, it's time to make your bed, it's time to get downstairs, you ready for PT? Uniform of the day is PT shorts, PT pants, PT shirt, PT jacket, da-da-da. And you know you're supposed to have your flashlight, your 341s, and your locker key that'll be around your neck. PT is an hour long, so you'll have run days and you'll have strength days. Strength days, you do push-ups, sit-ups, planks, mountain climber. It's different every day, and on run days you'll do 30 minutes of running, and that's where you get to figure out where your running is at. Depending on how your PT test went, depends on what color band you will wear when you run. I think it's like red, blue, and green. And green is obviously the fastest and red is obviously the slowest. After PT, you guys will do breakfast or you will go back to the dorm. It always depends on the schedule for that day or that week, and the schedule can change at any time. So you might for a week be used to going from PT after you're doing your cool down and all that stuff after everybody has dispersed, that you and another flight will stay downstairs and get lined up and formed up and ready for breakfast. In some weeks you will have where you get formed up and you go right back upstairs and you get ready for breakfast. In my case, most of the time we had it where we got ready for breakfast. So we would go from PT, go upstairs, we would take showers, we would get dressed, we would do details. At that time our MTIs were not there because we had male MTIs, so they weren't allowed to be in the dorm, but they would be downstairs for PT. They would get us in the morning to go downstairs for PT, but like I said, our MTI would come to that door kicking every morning when it was time to get up, even if it wasn't time for him to come in. His warning thing was a kick. Like, I'm here, I want y'all to know, get y'all asses up and let's go. You know what I'm saying? He would tell us to come on through the thing, like, get ready, let's go downstairs, you better be downstairs in the next 10 minutes. Sometimes he wouldn't even come up there. He would just be like, y'all better have y'all asses downstairs in the next 5 minutes. And if we weren't down there, he was coming up there. So we would go upstairs, shower, and sometimes we would do details before breakfast. He would let us know what time we had to be downstairs. So we would then do our details so we wouldn't have to do it after breakfast. You get 10 to 15 minutes to get in there, get your food, and eat. You would have a chow runner at the front of the table, basically at the front of the line of the tables, basically telling you guys where you sit down at. And they would seat you from the end of the row all the way to the front where they are. And it was 2 sides. So make sure you pay attention to that, because if you sit in the wrong spot or you sit somewhere far away where you're not supposed to sit, because this is not you just sit wherever you want to time. You sit where they tell you to. At breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you have to have 2 drinks. Now you can have 2 cups of water, 2 cups of juice. You can have a cup of juice and a cup of water. You can have 2 Gatorades. You can have a Gatorade and a water. I usually did a water and a Gatorade, or I did 2 waters, and you had to drink them all. Most of the time, people would drink 1 water first or 1 drink first, and then they would eat their food. You didn't have to finish all your food, but you definitely had to finish those drinks, and you could not sneak to the trash can because there would be an MTI standing right there to see, did you drink all your drink? So after breakfast, like I said, sometimes you will go back upstairs and shower. If you had breakfast right after PT, you'll go upstairs and shower and do details. Or if you guys already showered and did details and all that stuff, you guys will go and line up or form up outside to go to an appointment or go do something else. That something else could also mean you were going to class. Sometimes you would form up, go back upstairs, and your MTI would, have some things to say to you guys, whether it was in the day room or just walking around in the dormitory, and tell you guys, like, look, this is what we're going to do for the day. Letting the dorm chief know, like, hey, this is how the day's going to go. Let's keep everybody in line, all that good stuff. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner are all the same when it comes to lining up and all that good stuff, and it's different times of the day. You could, after breakfast, go to class. Classes that we had were usually like Air Force related classes. They were sexual assault classes, equal opportunity classes, stuff like that. Just basic military things that you guys need to know that are also going to be in your BMT SG. And you guys would flip through that and go through PowerPoints, take notes, stuff like that, so you guys can be prepared for the EOC at the end to graduate BMT. After class, you would go to lunch if your class was really short, or sometimes, since BMT was kind of laid back for COVID people, you would go upstairs and chill and study some more, or just have like some time to yourself at your wall locker. Sometimes we would have to sit there and just not talk because, like I said, we would always get in trouble. But sometimes you could go up there and study or do your RLA or whatever. You wait your time, and then it's time for lunch. You do the same procedures as you do for breakfast, and then you guys go downstairs for lunch. After that's happened, you usually go outside, learn how to march and do facing movements with your MTI or with another MTI to show you guys how to do it. After dinner, you guys would go upstairs and you would get ready to do details, shower, mail time, and airman time, whatever you want to call it. You would go to dinner, eat dinner, go upstairs. Oh, make sure you get your protein bar. You'll get your protein bar and you will take it into your dorm. You'll put it in the day room on the table because you weren't allowed to eat that till after everything was done during your airman time. So you would go upstairs, you would shower, you guys would do RLA. If you guys had it, you would do details. Details can include RLA, where you go and you fold your clothes, roll your t-shirts, and all that good stuff. Just make sure you're ready for the next day is basically what you're doing. Then you would have mail time. This is before your MTI would leave for the evening, and they would basically call you into the day room, or in some situations when we had a lot to do, he would walk around the dormitory with our mail and call our names. You would have to obviously run to him to get your mail from him. You were not allowed to open it until it was chill time for you guys, which would be in the day room, or it would be, just at your wall locker, or during the day when you guys just have chill time. You do have chill time, so don't think that BMT is just constant go, go, go. It is during the day, but you do have time to chill, especially if it's during the summer in Texas and you guys have black flag. You're not even really supposed to be outside. So once details are done, meaning you clean the latrine, the showers, the toilets, the mirrors, the floor, you mopped in the dormitory, you guys wiped down stuff, chairs, your wall lockers, your beds were dusted, shoes were tied or untied. All that good stuff was all together. You guys would go into the day room and be able to sit in there and talk as a flight. Honestly, when we were in there, we used to talk about stuff, things. People would argue. Yes, people would argue. It is a whole bunch of women in there, or men. But we would talk about a lot of stuff, how the day went, how we felt about the day, if something went wrong during the day, if our MTIs pissed us off one day or whatever, we just want to talk about them, we would do that because at that time our MTIs were gone. After that, lights out is at 9 p.m. You guys will say the Airman's Creed, and then you guys would go to bed. That That is a day in BMT. That's usually how a day goes. Every day is different, but it definitely goes in that same schedule, kind of. You don't get to roam free when you want to. You don't get to just go do whatever you want to do, to be honest. Once the weeks go by and you start getting to after Beast Week, and like that's 5th week, 6th week, and during COVID 7.5 weeks. So 7th week, you guys really just chilled and you just want to make sure you're on your best behavior because you want to graduate, stuff like that. We did have phone calls. Let me not forget that. You guys will get phone calls. So that's basically a day in BMT. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions about BMT or whatever, please comment them below. I'll have a few of these videos rolling out because I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys, so I'm gonna have these videos coming out for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below if you guys have any questions. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.